the right way round?
What?
Because it's not looking the right way round on mine.
I don't know because I'm not on it.
Okay.
No, you're not going around at all. You did it again.
I've done it again.
Remember, we are live on YouTube.
I thought I got it right this time. Hello, YouTube. We're just trying to get it sorted.
Remember what I taught you?
Delete it, yeah.
Yeah, and you need to make sure you do your flip.
Yeah, which is what I thought I'd done.
Yeah,
obviously
you're holding the phone up right still.
Yeah. So that way.
No.
Then turn it. So it goes that way. That's what I thought I'd done. Go live. Hello, YouTube. Is that going front on?
Yeah. The poor 14 people watching.
Oh, I'm sorry, the poor 14 people watching.
Okay.
Hello, welcome to Craft Cave Live. I'm sorry, we're trying to simulcast the two together, which is not the best way to do it.
Not with you.
Not with me messing it up.
Still not understanding how to do it.
I actually thought I got it right this time,
No.
but I hadn't. So, hello. I moved balloons because they look all right on YouTube, but they probably look crazy above. So I put those in because of the birthday. So, hello, Alison, Claire, Becky Turner. Obviously, I can't see anyone who's watching on YouTube.
A few people are watching the old one, but hey.
Hello. Oh, there's always a few people watching the old one when I go a bit late or not right. It's only a minute past. So, hi guys, welcome to Craft Cave Live. Sorry it's a day late, but as you are aware, Sam, bless him, for the 5th anniversary and also for my birthday, really, in October, wasn't it? Sort of tretters. He hates that word. It's very Yorkshire. To concert tickets and a night in Liverpool. So we had a lovely day yesterday. There are some pictures on Facebook and it was wonderful, but we got back this morning and raced to sort of prep Craft Cave and get it ready. So there's no projects of the week this week or giveaway this week because we've obviously been away and sort of trying to relax and chill out a little bit after the manic shows. And I did just want to say thank you to everybody who participated in the shows and supported us and commented, you know, whether you bought anything or not. Thank you for just being involved. It is really important. And John next door, we both know it couldn't survive without you guys. It couldn't survive without Sam, actually, could it? Because he does so much. He really does. And I don't think people realise how much work there is involved in that. So, but just to let you know, because Nicola's just said, Nicola Leishman said happy birthday. It's my birthday in October. But obviously, Christina Aguilera isn't here in October. So, what we're going to do tonight is, I did say I would do this on the shows. Whilst I've shown this technique on one of the videos, I want to show you how we sort of translate it using the bell and the wreath dies. How we actually use those and translate that to make the light up card with the deer in the middle and the beautiful sort of wreath floating in it. And I'm going to change it round a little bit to use the bigger one in the front. I'm going to put a couple more layers in. But I think something like that just looks so nice and so classy. But it's very, very sort of easy to do. Excuse me, sorry. As my tour makers and my thingies. Oh, I got a right look then. We need a third camera, don't we, pointing at you?
I'm tired.
Sammy's tired. He had to drive. And I slept half the way back.
All the way there and halfway back.
All the way there and half the way back. I only woke up half the way back because somebody tried to cut. Someone nearly rammed us off the road, didn't they? So this is what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to take you, as usual, step by step through it. Try and keep down the chatter and try and keep the amount of work done up. So.
Sam can.
Sam can what?
Sam can. Nicholas has got a Sam can.
There needs to be a Sam can. I could wear that on my head, couldn't I? And you could see the Sam can. So all I've done to start with is cut out the 6-inch seam box and make the folds.
Not upside down and now.
Yeah. No.
It might be upside down the way it was placed, I don't know.
What? Oh no, I'm moving it round. So the YouTube channel is faced. So if you're on YouTube, that's straight on
You're gonna
for
see
you.
everything upside down.
Yeah. If you are on Facebook, it's that way. So you're going to see sort of two ways of doing it, I'm afraid, guys. But hopefully that will work. Oops, press the wrong button.
No,
There we go.
swear that much, did I?
When? You've not sworn for ages, Sammy. He doesn't swear that much. He doesn't. So I've made and done the folds of the box because it's the easiest thing to do first. And then what I'm going to do is, this is the only bit I've prepped. I'm going to take the outline die, so the outline die from the wreath to start with. So the original one and the one I did on TV, I used the bell one, Sam's bell. This time I'm going to use the wreath one. So I'm going to put it down, and I need to tape this down, and I want to keep these outside edges white. So it's long pieces of tape, and what I'm doing is I'm putting the tape just along the edge of the die. I'm hoping that you can see that. It's just along, so I'm putting the die square in the middle of the box, and it's just along the edge of the die. Yeah. So same here, along the edge of the die. And I'm going to do all four sides so that I don't get any colour on the edges. You can do it that way, and I'll show you when we do the second layer that it doesn't matter for that because it's hidden. But we want to keep the front really nice and clean.
You got your bracelet on.
I have. My bracelet was made for me by one of the floor managers, Shana, that I've known for, what, 7-8 years, bless her. She made it while I was doing my last show. It's really pretty. So, you can take that down. Really simple. And obviously now I'm going to colour through. So, I'm using the quick dry inks. These are perfect for this, genuinely are. Because they dry quickly, they'll blend, but you'll get an intense colour. So I'm starting with Verdant, which is the lighter colour, which is the sort of my favourite. It's like the greeny yellow. And I'm going all around the inside of the frame with the Verdant. It doesn't matter if I go over. Doesn't matter if I go into like sort of the corners, because I'm going to go over with the darker green anyway, but I'm going in with that lighter green, and I'm putting quite a lot of colour on. Then I'm going to go in with the darker green, and for that I'm going heavier in the corners and just around the outside, so that when I've cut it and take it off, I'll get hopefully some beautiful shading. Okay, so I'm going to pop those to one side for the minute. Have we had any questions? If you've got any questions, fire them in. Can you see, Sammy? You can't, can you?
No,
So.
you not see them on yours.
Yes, I can. Oh, hubby, I won another competition. Nicola, what have you won?
No, she hasn't won anything.
Oh.
The ink just fell into her basket.
Oh, right. Oh, is that like when I went to a workshop a long time ago, and a lady there actually told me that when she went to her first workshop, she told her husband that everything she bought after the workshop was included free in the workshop. And when she bought herself a die cutting machine, she told him she'd won the raffle and she'd got that. Yeah. So he thinks workshops are amazing value. Now, this is a
waterfall card for you, carry on.
Waterfall card will be back on the 15th. So Waterfall card will be back on the 15th, along with 2 new colours. I haven't got them yet. I saw them and then took them down to Peter, but I haven't got the new colours yet. There's a beautiful vintage copper, and there's a black and silver, I think, is stunning. So what I'm going to do is, if I cut this with my with my plates, what actually happens is, because the ink is dry on the card, but obviously it doesn't dry on metal, so it'll mark my plates with the ink. So if I put a piece of paper over it, then it'll stop it marking the plates, and it will give me quite a nice imprint of what I'm doing. So that's just running through. While that's running through, I'm going to I've cut some squares of the same card to 5 3/4 inches, because the box is just short on 6 inches. So I've cut the card to 5 3/4 inches so that I can do the next die on it. So let's just take a spot. So you see now, look, I get a beautiful reverse print. I get a sort of debossed print of the actual die as it's coloured. So there's another background. That would look beautiful with the wreath cut out of it, or the bell or something. So don't waste that. It's worth doing it. And of course, I don't mark my plates, which is the fantastic thing. So, yeah, the comments disappear on mine quickly. So, let's just take our die off. Grab my thing. Have you seen the picture on the screen? That was Mark when I made the hat for him.
That was 2019.
Oh, we have on my TV in here, for some reason, it's connected to photos somehow. So the screensaver is... Oh, I didn't mean that to happen. I've obviously got the wrong roll of tape. It's torn a bit of the card. But thankfully it's white. So never works as well when you're trying to do it live. It's like doing it on TV. I've noticed so many mistakes in the piece I've done recently. Let's see if we can get this edge off. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the card now as well.
Yeah, so I've ended up tearing the card, which is not what you want to do, which is not very good.
Phone tech links in the top.
But you won't see it.
Group.
Yeah.
It's pinned post.
So I've got to admit, that looks quite ugly at the minute, but wait until we clear it out. Once we take that out, yes, Sammy?
There's going to be any more Tuesdays things then?
There will be some Christmas ones, but not until really sort of late October time. So there will be more finger stamps, Christmas ones coming, but they will be late October, I think, along with, because we've got the new ones coming, so we're doing a few to match with those. The dogs and the background and the snowman. That's just to remind Sam what we've got coming. You know that you tested them, you stamped them.
In for a show, just,
No, I know. But I've got agreement to ask for some more. So I'm just going to remake my folds in this, and then I'll show you. I was so careful when I made the original sample of this. I loved doing it. So when we put the box together, what we'll actually see is we'll get that beautiful frame. Yeah, and you can see the dark fading into the light. It just looks so nice. I hope it looks nice on screen because it looks really nice here. So I'm going to take a piece of white cut to 5 3/4. Jambray is which, if it's this die, yes, Jan, and I think it launched in retail, didn't it, today?
yes.
Yep, so the die's still available. It's on CNC, it's also on the Art of Craft and Maximum Crafts, Intercraft, all of the retail sites and
Just type in John next
retail
door and you'll
shops.
find lots of
Yeah,
retailers.
you will, and they'll have it from today. So this time, I'm going to do the same, but I'm using the outside die from the bell. But I'm not bothered about getting green on here. It doesn't actually matter. So I'm just going to tape it down lightly, again trying to miss that. Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't really matter, just even. I only really need it taped in 1 or 2 places. I don't need to tape everywhere. And I'm going to literally rinse and repeat. So going with the verbena, I want to call this, the verdant. Around the middle, really simply. And then with the green around the outside. So it's darker on the outside and lighter on the inside. Don't try and be too careful. You know, I mean, don't, honestly, I do a lot of these to show you how you can get these effects without actually having to be massively skilled. So this is smaller, obviously, so I can pop this through my Kaleido, which will be quicker for everybody. I might even bring it in. So they'll fit through, every die in the set will fit through your A5 machine, no problems at all. There we go. And again, you could put a piece of paper on to get the imprint. But I am trying to speed it up a little bit. So here we go. We're just going to take this out. As I said, doesn't matter that we've got tape marks and green going around the outside because you're not going to see that. So just take the little bits out. Have we had any other questions, Sammy? Oh, I like that name. Nikki Noonan Fanula. I like that name. That's a bit like Consuela Banana Hammock III, who is our other... This is the full name of our second shed, isn't it?
Yes.
Anyone who's a Friends fan will recognise the name because it's one of Sam's favourites. So, taking all the bits out, so you can see now, if I put that on white, again, we've got that beautiful frame. So you've got that beautiful colour frame. Okay, bring that up. But don't worry about the green around the outside. We're going to cover that off. So, I'm going to take my box. And what I want to do now is, because I want the potential to turn this into a shaker card. So, I'm going to grab a piece of acetate. Kaleido A5. Sam's looking at me thinking, oh, well, I've got packs of A5 acetate. And I'm going to cut this down to, again, the same sort of size as I've been using, 5 3/4. I'm just using my guillotine, which might be slightly off air.
Not for YouTube.
Sorry?
Not for YouTube, you don't see it.
No, oh, can YouTube? Okay, cool. Sorry. And then I'm going to put a little bit, to give it a good security, I'm using
Power tape's back.
Power tape 15th with the crackers. It's crackers and card on the 15th. It'll just be the 3mm tape, power tape, because that's what you need for that. And if you're wanting the wider, I think that's going to be later in the year with the treat box or the hexagon cracker, isn't it? Here's me saying lots of things that people shouldn't hear, and I'm not even... Sam's just shaking his head now, because I'm just obviously not thinking. Tell how relaxed I can tell we're relaxed more than normal, because we've been away.
You can get in trouble for it.
Yeah. Do you know we weren't actually away from the house for more than 24 hours?
We weren't. We can't risk being away from more
We can't risk being away for more than 24 hours. There's so much we've got to do. But yeah, lots of prep to do. Are the new word dies available separately? They are, yes. They will be available, Jeanette, in retail individually. So you will be able to buy just the words you want. You won't have to have all 6. Yeah. I'm going to be honest, there's not a lot.
Oh no, it's not been reordered?
There's not a lot, and it's not on reorder. So that's going to be, if you like the words, that's the one I would say you need to move on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, once retailers are out of stock, it's unlikely they'll be able to put more.
It's one of those. Once their initial stock's gone. Now, I'm just using a glue eraser because I used a lot of tape around here. So I've got some elements of glue back on. The glue erasers are back in stock as well. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know they've been out for ages. So the glue erasers are back. I'm going to need a new one. Look, I've got mine cut down to virtually nothing. Actually, that bit needs cutting off next. Yeah, I know, but I like to have spare. I got fear of running out. Yes, that one's there. I've got 3 at least, because I've got one in my kit as well. So that just gives a little bit of protection and allows us, if we want to, we could turn this into a shaker card. That was the silliest thing I can do. I know. So what you do is, I learnt this one. I've marked the acetate, not on purpose, by accident with a bit of glue and using the glue eraser. I use this all the time now. Antibacterial hand wash. Gel. Cleans everything off.
It's really good on mirror exact card if you want the distress look.
Oh, it is. Oh, does it distress it down?
It takes it back to the silver initial colour.
Oh, see, Sammy's not daft. He knows more than I do. Right, so I'm going back inside, and I'm obviously going to need to start building the layers up now. Now, if you're careful, there will be enough each side to use your foam tape. Okay. And not show it on the front. If you're concerned, just trim it down a little bit. So if you look here, ooh, yeah, that's just fine. If you're concerned, just trim it down a touch. Yeah, but I sized everything because I'm lazy so that you don't have to. So that if you cut it in the centre of the box, use enough space all the way round, and you see, to fold it up and get your foam tape in without worrying.
Samantha used the glue race skinner scissors today.
Did she? I never thought of that.
And it worked.
Oh, well done. I never thought of that.
No.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is, this I didn't do on the original.
We don't give details of foam tape because it's already in the group.
Yes, the foam tape is in the group. Have a look. There is a discount code in there.
Pinned, so it's at the top.
It's, oh, right.
It's in the
pinned posts at the top.
Yeah.
Now, when I finished the original of this, what I thought was the leaves looked too close. So, I'm putting a second layer on because I know how much space, I've got plenty of space in this box. So I can put 2 layers of foam tape in. So I'm using 2mm. You might just want 1 layer if you use 3mm, or 1 layer if you use, I don't think you get 4mm, can you? But I wouldn't use 4mm.
We do 1, I think do 1, 2 and 3.
1, 2 and 3. 1 isn't in it. We tried 1, didn't we? And it just didn't do much. Didn't do enough. No. So I'm then going to take the other piece and I'm going to drop that on. Okay. So this is the piece made with Sam's bell. The front piece is the piece made with the wreath. But can you see now we've got a really nice inside layer. Okay. It's got a really nice inside layer on it. And what we can do now is, what should we, see, I can't, there's so many bits I want to use that I can't use.
Because we haven't planned them yet. Even
Can't use that, all that. They're not in yet.
What isn't?
Those 2.
You said they wouldn't be in.
No, said they'd be later, and that's perfect for this. What should we use?
They're not the right colour, so those micro bead glass things. But
oh yeah, I'll use the clear ones. Got some clear ones.
Oh, where? I couldn't see them. Oh, yeah, then.
So these are actually like bugle beads. The blanche. So I'm going to put some few of those in. Okay. Stop. I'm sorry, Sandra. It's just things don't arrive, and whilst they're all planned together at the same time, sometimes they don't arrive in time, do they?
No. There's lots of nice things that have arrived, though.
There's lots of beautiful things that have arrived.
There's a new card stock. Waterfall glyph card.
Yeah, the essential card is.
Yeah.
You've now got on. You weren't keen on that at first, were you?
Still not keen on 2 colours, but everything else.
But the quality of the card
really good.
is amazing. Really so what I'm going to do now is.
Oh, deer scene.
What? I'm going to put deer scene in it.
Yeah, deer scene.
Yeah, don't worry, the deer scene's going in the middle. So I'm putting some more power tape on because I'm going to put another layer of acetate in.
The foam tape is in the group, everybody.
It's
in the top of the page in pinned
posts.
Pinned posts. It's right at the top. All there. It's a post by me, from memory.
It's post by Sammy. So here we go. Whoops. So I'm just going to take that off and I'm going to pop another piece of acetate in. So I am going quite far on this. I'm going quite luxury on this one. It's under featured posts. There we go.
And it's the last post on the featured.
You can see now we've got that in there and it's kind of trapped in. And what that means is I'm going to be able to put another layer in if I want to. So what I need next is the wreath to go in the middle. So I'm going to switch into, again, the wreath die and another square of 5 3/4 inch white card. But, you see I've even been colouring through this one. I need to use the middling because we need to see through. So, long piece of tape, pick it up. Don't worry, this die fits in 4 places all the way around. So don't think you've got to spend it. You'd look at that shape. I would look at that shape and I would go, whoa, that's going to take me hours to match up. It's not, because it's a repeating pattern of 4. So I'm going to put that roughly in the middle, and I'm going to run that through and cut that. So again, back to my Kaleido, and I'll run that through. I'm going to run it through off air because it's quicker than bringing it in.
They are really quick at the foam tape at the moment, aren't they?
They are really quick.
Virtual
Well,
plastics,
we order it in rolls of 10, and we at the minute we're going through 10 a month, aren't we? We're going through loads of it.
Because I start making cards and like.
Yeah, Sam's making a lot of
making frames.
Yes.
Don't ask me why.
Oh, we can't show that, can we? Because it's beautiful, but it's months away. That one you made in the blues.
Yeah, but
with the new 3D embossing folder.
The new things aren't months away to help make frames.
Oh no, the new things to help. If you're struggling on your framing, or you missed out on any of the press cut
it's the most asked
dies,
question we get, probably.
it is the most asked question we get is honestly about framing. We have the solution to it coming on the 21st. Oh, Jeanette says the foam tape delivery. Is it the 21st?
August.
21st of August.
Oh, the next thing.
Yeah, that's when it's going to be launching.
And then at the end of it, there's something new.
At the end of the month, there's something new.
We're not going to show you
and amazing.
that.
We are not showing. No, because Sammy's normally bad for doing that.
No, we're not.
No, he's not going to.
Again.
So I've got my beautiful wreath now. So you start to see how it's building up, but we need to bring those colours in. And obviously we don't want to colour through that. So what we do, I'm going to stick this onto a piece of acetate. So I'm going to use spray glue, Craft Mount by 3M. Craft Mount by 3M.
That was the most asked question.
Because that was the most, that's the most asked question is, first of all, is what spray glue do you use? Secondly, what foam tape? Thirdly, how do you get your frames so even? How do you make frames for cards?
I want people to see the price of the spray glue. They move on to the next question.
Yeah, they do, because it is the most expensive on the market. And trust me, we're not sponsored by it. We pay what you pay. We don't even get a discount. I think my last can was like 23 quid.
I had to cancel your last subscription, didn't I?
Oh yeah, because it had messed up and gone crazy. So what I've done is I've put... Mary's got a spray glue now, says it's amazing. It is, Mary, and I'm recommending it not because I'm trying to sell it, because I'm not. So I've put the vellum on. Yeah, and what I want to do is I want to cut that centre out because we want to see through it. This is why all my dies have separate lines, because it just makes it so much easier. Wherever I can, I'll do a separate line. So what we do is we click this back into place. So it's clicking in, it's going into the cut. You've kind of created a little tray for it to go into. Just tape it down and I'm going to cut the centre out. And what I mean by that is just literally run it through my die cutting machine, which will just take the middle of that piece of vellum out. Okay, so take that out, you see your vellum's out. So now, all I need to do is colour this. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the piece of vellum I've not used. I've used a piece of A4 and I'm using the waste vellum at the bottom. It's on its front, yeah? So I've got the back. I'm then going to take, again, keeping the same colours, the verdant, onto my brush. And I'm going to go from the middle of the waste piece and work it out so I'm about halfway round. Yeah. These leaves. I'm then going to take the dark green, which is the field. And it doesn't matter what it looks like from the back, so don't worry. And I'm just going around the outside and blending it in. Will look awful. Looks awful on this side. It really does. If I bring it up, you'll see. It's not nice. But when we turn it over, let's put it on some white so you can see. It's beautiful. Yeah? It's really lit and you see the light coming through. But of course, talking of lit, we want it to shine, don't we? So we want some lights. So I'm going to start, before I put this panel in, of putting one row of lights in. So I've got my lights, take my plastic out, check they work. Yeah, before you unwrap them and start wasting, because I've done that too many times to find they don't work. What are we doing? Come forward. Sorry. Not sorry I was late. We saw and heard the swallows hunting over the barley tonight. Oh, beautiful. We saw lots of seagulls, didn't we, on our way home? Well, I did, from Liverpool. Yeah, there were loads of them. People forget it's on the sea. Do you ever sleep with all the ideas you come up with? Yes, Miriam, I do sleep. I sleep twice a day, don't I?
And snores on both.
I snore on both occasions. I always have a siesta when I can, when I'm at home. I use about 12 or 1 o'clock every day, which I find revitalises my brain.
Turns me into a groggy person.
Yeah, if Sam sleeps in the day, as he has today, it turns him into a groggy person, which is fine, because that's better than when he's not had some sleep and he turns into...
a wonderful human
am I allowed
being.
to say menopausal?
No, a wonderful human being.
Yeah, a wonderful human being, yes. So, no. But to be fair, I just love playing, I love crafting, I love... You know, I really just love doing it. And, you know, it is genuinely, it is still the Spanish. It'll never go away, Miriam. It just doesn't.
You even do it on holiday.
I do it on holiday, even more so.
Won't be those times that you get on.
I'm just going for a power nap. Yeah. So I've put foam tape down. I find this, and I've said this so many times, but it's a lot easier in my mind to put to stick lights down using foam tape than hot glue. I know some people love hot glue for it. I really don't.
I got you off it.
You got me off it. You said, you know, you're burning yourself all the time. I think, did you said stop using it, didn't you?
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm putting a light in what I would call the cardinal points. So in all 4 corners and the 4 centres. I mean, cardinal points is probably not the right word at all, but it's the one I've made up for this. And you see, I know your foam tape's sticky, but it does make a real... It secures down the wires and everything. So it's suggesting I should bring Judith McDowell on camera and Sheila Bolstridge.
No.
Sorry, guys.
It does that.
It does that a lot.
Don't like it.
Facebook, they seem to be changing it every day at the moment. But if you have got any questions, guys, you know, feel free to fire them in. So you need to be right in the middle there. Okay, so I'm then going to take my lights away to one side because I've done all the points I want to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, I can also add in now a different colour or bead, or add a little bit more. There we go. Oh, Harkin's on. She's pretty much the same. I hope you're out of hospital now, babe. I hope everything's gone again. She's been back in again.
I know. I'm waiting for her to start yet.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I have things she might not be, I don't know.
So now I'm going to place down the section.
Is that the right way?
Doesn't matter.
Is it not?
No up or down. So this is looking foul from the back. I know that. Don't worry. Just check. Okay. And so now what I need to do is again to go round with the foam tape, and we're going to put the rest of the lights in. Don't look, I'm checking, it's fine.
No, I'm just thinking how much foam tape you use.
I know, I'm using lots. But this is, you're going to make one of these or 2. This is for someone really special, isn't it?
For your parents.
Yeah, it's for your parents or your kids or your grandkids or, you know, your special friend, your best friend. Yeah, this is one that you make with love. Because once you've done it, you can decorate so much more on the front with your flowers and things that perhaps I don't get time to do.
Question, do you use your anti-static?
I don't use my anti-static bag to stop the bits in sticking.
I have.
Because I want them to stick.
I don't like.
No, when you do that, it all falls to the bottom. When you let the static in,
You get mixed.
You get a mix, a lot fall to the bottom, but a lot stick in. That you'll see when I finished it, that you've got, you'll have a lot floating, and that looks so much nicer to me. But it's a personal preference. Can you put up the next dates of your shows, please? We don't do that, do we?
No, we've done it a few times, but we're not really doing it as much.
No, perhaps we can put them up for this month.
I'll have a look.
Sammy will have a look. I don't get involved.
It's once I know what we're doing on them, then I can
Yeah.
look at what.
Until we know what we're definitely doing on each show, and we try and make sure we share it out so it's not all the same brand or all, you know, ridiculously, you know, so it's not too much each month, it's not too expensive each month.
Also, Hacken is last night in hospital.
Oh, this is your last night in, I hope it's her last night in hospital.
Do you do mortgages?
No, because if I did, I'd give myself one. I know this is a thing that everybody says in the craft world, and you know, sometimes you think, I'll take that with a pinch of salt. Sam and I are just as bad. We are, aren't we? Our crate and craft spending sometimes is ridiculous because it's still a hobby to both of us. Well, it's still a hobby to me.
Shiny things.
Yeah, Sam's pretty shiny things. You're right. You know, it's a hobby to us as well. We do spend as much. And again, I said this before, and I don't say it as anything. You know, the card I'm using, the acetate I'm using, the foam tape I'm using, all of this I buy as well. You know, I'm not giving it free by manufacturers. You know, if I want to use something, most of the time I buy it. So we're as bad. So we do know, and we do try genuinely to tell you where you can get things at a better price when it's possible. And also we try and make sure with the shows that we don't come in with 200 quid bundles, and that we you know, we don't have massive bundles 4 times a month or anything. Yeah. We try and keep it down as much as possible, but you know, it's still a business with a lot of people,
and we try and make
employed.
Different brands each week and not the same brand every single week.
Yeah, we try and make sure that it's not John Next Door all the time or 2Js or anything. So
certain times there will be a lot of John Next Door in a month, but
yeah, then there might not be anything
for 4 weeks.
For 4 weeks, 6 weeks. So we don't try and come with massive things. We try and help where we can.
Yes,
to be honest.
From the big river.
Oh, is it Hillary? Who is? Oh, Di, Bill and Hillary. I'm from Liverpool. It was beautiful. We loved it. In fact, we talked about going back for a weekend, didn't we?
Yes.
We don't get weekends, but if we did.
The lights are from Amazon.
Yeah, the lights are from Amazon. Yes. Cheapest you can get. Get them this time of year. They go up ridiculously come Christmas.
I think the lights will start going.
Have they started going up? So you see now, obviously I'm not going to turn this over, but I've got my lights fixed in. I'll turn them on. Yeah. Relatively even. Okay. Let's turn my lights off. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my deer scene in. So I've just cut one of the strips. This is the only other bit I'd pre-cut. So I cut one of the strips, pre-done. Yeah. And I'm just going to put that in so that it's showing nicely in the aperture. Yeah, it's a bit of guesswork because I've got the beads in. Normally I'd do it from the front. And then I'm just going to trim down the excess. There's John trying to make sure if I may have... Oh, have I cut through lights now? No.
You shouldn't have the lights on just to...
Yeah, so you can see now. Okay. Now I want to secure all of this. So it's one more layer of foam tape. Keep a distance.
I bumped the foam tape paste in the thing, so it should
cool
be near the top.
So hopefully, there we go. So I'm just going round with the foam tape. Helps secure the lights in place, and obviously for the final layer. And I am just going to put a piece there because I do want there to be some... I don't want this to sit against the front. Again, it's a mistake I made on the original, I feel. Or certainly on the version I made on air without lights. Everything's sort of falling in flat and you can see foam tape through and things because I did it too quickly. So little bits of foam tape. just to help those. And then obviously I need something at the back. But what I'm going to use is that scrap piece of vellum that I did. Remember, I coloured that. I used that as a piece to colour it. So all I'm going to do is take a little bit of the dark green and just go around that circle. Don't worry again what this looks like. Let me put it on a bit of white and you'll see better what I'm doing. The messier it is, the better sometimes. Okay. And then we're just going to take our tape off. And that should seal everything in. Yeah, Sam's put the link on, Di.
It's been on there.
He's bumped the post up, as we would call it.
Yeah, it's when you finish.
So when you've finished, you'll see it should be one of the top posts in the group. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now...
And it's in the featured section anyway.
Yeah. Is just put that on, and that will seal everything in. Now, I know this looks a bugger from the side and the back. Honestly, I shouldn't say that word, but I can. We're on Facebook, we're not on telly. It won't look pretty, but it will do when we turn it over. You can see now, you're getting all those different layers through.
How many layers of foam tape is this?
So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 layers. Only 5 layers. It's not bad for me. But it's all going to be contained. Okay. So we just need to put a back on. So I'm going to turn my lights off. I'm going to turn it over to the right size. It is. And I'm just going to put power tape on the outside of 3 of the flaps. So round on 3 of them. Okay. And then I put foam tape on the top one on the inside, because I'm going to be able to fold that one over to seal it. Have we had any other questions, Uncle Sammy?
No.
Nope, good. Okay. So reveal my power tape. You can see why I love it. It's so much easier to use. Take our back panel.
Polar scenes would like as well, wouldn't they?
Polar scenes would look lovely. If you've got the Bethlehem scenes from a couple of years ago, the village scene, church scene, what are you looking at? All right, is it okay? Yeah, it's fine.
I said last time, but
yeah.
It hasn't.
Okay, so I'm just going to put these over and bring one side up and close my box. I'm just going to plop in the other side and close my box. You see there? And then pop those 2 little flaps in. Let's pull this wire to the back.
Nicola's got the link to the foam tape.
Oh, thank you, Nicola.
Remember, it's John next door, all capitals, 10%.
Yeah, John next door, all capitals for 10% off.
We own nothing from it.
No, I know. I don't expect
the
to.
affiliate links going around at the moment in the crafting is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
there are a lot of affiliate links in the crafting world, and that's absolutely fine. We don't operate any. Regardless, we get a lot of people asking, regardless of where you buy from, whether you click through a link from us, or whether you buy foam tape from where we do, or the same tape or anything, we don't earn anything off any of those.
It's not an affiliate link or anything.
Yeah, we don't do affiliate links. We do what's best for everybody. Yes. Well, yeah, but a lot don't, do they?
A lot don't, but
you should do.
So
you can see now we've got our sealed scene box. You can see why I don't like to switch the lights on. You can see why I don't like to actually anti-static it, because look, I've got pieces trapped in different places. They're hanging in corners and things. They're getting static. To show you again for YouTube. Have we got people watching on YouTube?
25.
Oh, yeah. So you can see there, we've got that going. So Just going to switch that off. I've got a card blank here that I've already prepped. This is with our new field card, essential card, isn't it? And our coconut white, which will be out soon. But remember what I did the other day?
You're not going to do it tonight.
I am going to do that tonight. What? And put the thing through.
No, I was going to say, don't do that. Do what you'd normally do, because the last video shows you how to put it through.
Yes.
This is another way of doing it.
Yeah, so what I would normally do, what I did last time was show you how when you push it through. What you can do, and I do a lot, excuse me, is just twist the wire around. And then you could put a spray of flowers or something on that. Excuse me, where's my coat gone? Sam, can you entertain people for a minute?
No.
Sing a Christina Aguilera song. Sing the crafting one we were singing last night.
No.
That's how sad we were last night.
No, John.
I was last night. We were adding new words to Christina's songs to make it about crafting. So instead of "That's what makes me a fighter," we were singing "That's what makes me a crafter."
All right.
I played with a little bit of glitter. I've nearly run out of cardstock. I've just done some stamping.
Yeah, you
That's
won't
what makes
see.
me a crafter.
Right,
sorry. I know, but I really enjoyed it.
On YouTube, you won't see any comments because there's no comments on YouTube.
No.
It's only Facebook where the
comments appear on Facebook. Sorry. People asking about that. Yeah. Yeah, this is all new to us, doing YouTube as well, but I know people really enjoyed it last week because it meant they were able to watch it on the bigger screen TVs and things, which you can't do with Facebook as well. So
different angle as well.
It is a different angle. It's worth doing what somebody did last week. They watched both, didn't they?
Yeah.
Was what they were watching YouTube on the TV and
they were watching Earth Maxine.
Oh yeah,
and
that was Nicola, wasn't it? Bless her. So I've just wet glued that because it gives me time to move it around and it gives you a lot better seal. So you can see now we've got it on top mount. When it's a heavy card, always top mount. Yeah, because it won't flop. Side mounts never work properly. So then what I do is take this through, little bit of ticky tape, which is what I used to call sticky tape when I was a kid because I couldn't say sticky tape for some reason. And you can then, it's what I tend to do, is move that to the side there so that the little button pops out, but you do get a little bit more wire popping out. So if you're happy to switch it on inside, just leave it inside. If not, take it to the edge. But I'm going to pop it on in the inside. There we go. And you can always cover that with an insert or something. But I think if you've sent someone a light card, they want to know where the lights are. And so they can change it if they want to. So we switch that on. And then there we go. We have our Sam's waving and happy. What is that? Because I finished in less than an hour.
Yeah.
So again, you could add some beautiful flowers on. Do you know the hellebore, the Christmas rose would look lovely with that. Shame that's not out yet. Sorry. Sorry. But hopefully you can see through there. If I bring it up, you will do. And again, if I do the same for YouTube, you can see you've got the different layers of the same ivy, but in framed differently. Coloured the same, but the same colours going all the way through it. And then we've got that beautiful piece. Problem is, I think Miriam, there we go, is it? Miriam Stott said, I wish you could raffle this. The problem is, Miriam, as a crafter, once I've made a card like this that I'm actually really proud of, I never give it away. It goes on the back wall. On the back wall behind me is like a massive, now it's getting so many of the ones that I absolutely love, the cards that I'm really proud of, made by me or the angels, whichever ones I absolutely love, they become, you know, gifts for me. But hopefully that's giving you some ideas of sort of shake a card, colouring through, using vellum, using a bit of acetate, and using the lights as well to make something, to me, that is, I don't say this often, it's beautiful. So, I think, is that everything for tonight? We haven't really got any announcements, have we?
No, just back next one.
We will be back next Wednesday.
19th.
Wednesday the 10th. Yes. Yeah. We're back next Wednesday the 10th. We've got no more shows before then, don't worry.
10th.
Don't know what we'll be doing yet, but we're doing something for the... so we're back at 7 o'clock on next Wednesday, which is the 10th. Also, if you're going to Ali Reeves' workshop on Saturday...
You don't change your calendar either.
I did, but it fell down again. On Saturday, we're going to that, aren't we, Sammy? We're going to learn glass fusion.
Yeah, glass.
Mikawave, using a Mikawave. So we're going to be doing that on Saturday, Sam and I. It's really good to be going back to a workshop and actually going to one, not holding it. So if you're going there then, we'll see you then. If not, we will see you back next Wednesday. Do you want to say